Welcome back for another DirecTV powered episode of the Ultimate Guest Experience miniseries. Thank you, DirecTV. Let's do this. We are turning up the heat with our guest brand that's making waves with its bold flavors and rapid expansion. Please welcome our friend Mike LaRue, Vice President of Franchise Development at Angry Chickz and a franchisee of Angry Chickz.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I am loving this Angry Chickz. Jimmy, they are all over the place. I mean, I got to tell you, I don't know what's making these chicks angry. I don't know what's going on, but
you take that sentence out of context. Take that last cup out of context.
Angry
Chicks. You know, making these chicks angry, you said.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I got to tell you, Angry Chickz, you see it everywhere. Everyone's loving this Angry Chickz. So you know what you got to say to yourself, Jimmy? Because I know you're gunning for Mike LaRue's job.
I'm gunning.
You're gunning for this job, and you're saying, Schatzzy, how do I become Mike LaRue? How do I get that job? Right?
How does one become?
You want to knock him off his?
That's what I work for. I'm going to be on my best behavior.
You're going to take his job, and we're going to tell you how. Okay, first of all,
teamwork
Jimmy,
makes the dream work.
I think you got a shot. You know why?
Why?
Because you know what? Mike played baseball. And who else played baseball?
I played baseball.
That's right. You played double-A baseball, right?
I would have, but I had to disagree with my coach.
Yeah, you did. What was your problem with your coach?
I thought I was good. And he said, "Jimmy, you're not."
Yeah, but that
that was it.
But you liked baseball.
I did like baseball.
Well, I got to tell you,
my coach
Mike
said, "Go buy
LaRue
tickets."
Not only liked
Watch
baseball,
the game.
He played double-A baseball. Okay, got a little economics, business background in college. You know what I mean? Big sports fan. Okay. Goes to Nashville a lot, travels to Nashville a lot. We don't really understand why he goes to Nashville a lot, but he's in Nashville a lot, right? And that's where he really enjoyed the whole the angry hot, that whole thing.
Hot chicken trend.
He gets into, I don't know, he's in construction, don't ask me why, and then he gets into the Ignite franchise group, right? Then he goes to halal guys. He's really loving the halal. He loves the halal. He becomes kosher. He may not become kosher, but he was thinking about becoming kosher. That's how much he loved halal. He's even thinking about becoming kosher. You know what I mean? He goes to Jinya Holdings. I don't even know what that is, but it didn't matter because he was only there for a very little time. And then he comes to Angry Chickz, and that's where things just explode. Am I right, Mike? Let's just bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mike LaRue, the Vice President of Franchise Development for Angry Chickz. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Welcome, Mike LaRue.
Mike, how much did you get right? How much did Schatzberg
You played baseball, right? Did you play baseball?
I did play baseball in college. At one point, we would tell girls that we were playing double-A baseball.
Oh, this was a lie?
So, well, unless you lose someone who had a conversation with me back in college. But I lived vicariously through friends that actually made it all the way.
Oh, so you and Jimmy have a lot more in common than you thought. All right? You're not a very good baseball player, neither was Jimmy.
And my junior year, my head coach told me I was going to be a career JV player.
By the way, my varsity coach told me I was good on JV too.
I knew you and Jimmy'd have a lot in common.
We do have something in common. He said, "No, you're good on JV. Enjoy that time."
Let's jump into it, Jimbo.
All right, listen.
We got a lot to cover.
You know, literally and figuratively, you guys were just named QSR's 40 on the 40-40 list. Mm-hmm. Oh, we talk about baseball stats: 40 steals, 40 home runs, the 40-40 club.
Yeah,
but you're one of America's hottest and fastest growing brands, and that is, there's nothing it's small or easy about that. You're growing at a blistering pace. What's the news? What's the latest and greatest from Angry Chickz, and what are you most excited about as you look towards the future of this great brand?
Well, I would say the latest and greatest. We're very authentic. Our founder has an incredible story. I always laugh.
Share this incredible story. Our viewers want to know.
So he loved hot chicken. He was introduced to it in sometime in like 2018-ish. Mm-hmm. Started making it for himself because you couldn't find it anywhere at the time. And so he has an incredible palate. And so he started making it for himself, attempted to open a Greek restaurant in Hollywood. It didn't work out so well. Instead of closing that down, well, actually he did close it down, but instead of going back home, he decided to give this hot chicken thing a run, and now we're,
What's that? What's the name? How did we come up with Angry Chickz? Where does that come from? What's the story behind that?
Well, I'm not sure how much.
If you don't know, just make it up because I don't know.
Well, this is actually pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, we did a
the
good
original name was actually Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds, which
Oh,
everybody
it
knows.
sounds to me like Angry Birds.
And he got
the game got sued.
through 2-3 locations, and he received a cease and desist
Sure.
quickly. But everything worked out, and it turned into Angry Chickz.
I like this name more.
I always like when you hear stories about that. So it was Angry Birds, and then clearly whoever owns Angry Birds, whatever, sued and said you can't use Angry Birds.
And how many units? How many Angry Chickz are there?
We have 28.
Awesome.
We're all corporate.
Oh,
We
awesome.
technically have one franchise location. But yeah, he's got an amazing palate, and he's very, very humble. So when he opened, it was almost like this is probably one of the best parts of his story. He opens 10 days in, the traffic's really not there. And then he shows up one morning and there's a line out the door. Well, there's an AT&T store right next to the location. So he thought there was like an iPhone promotion.
Yeah, right.
And they open the door, everyone starts walking in. He's like, what are you guys doing here? And they were there to eat. And
Oh, that's awesome.
and that just, that led to 6 months later, he opened a second location. And at one point he had 15, 16 locations, 400 plus employees, and he was HR, finance, and operations. And he thought that was normal.
I love it. I got to tell you.
But he had enough humility to understand he only knows what he knows. He brought on a consultant who's now our COO, put together an executive team, and now we're it's
You're killing it. It's what you are. You're
we're killing it. And I'll say this because everyone talks about comp sales. Our year-over-year guest comp we're up 20%, and so we still have a lot of levers that we haven't even turned on yet. So we have a pretty good runway, and what I'm most excited about. So I actually had the fortunate and blessed opportunity to jump on the franchisee side of things.
Uh-huh.
And we open our first location in Houston on the 25th of this month.
So you're not only the vice president of franchise development, you are actually a franchise owner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I love it. I got to tell you, that says a lot. All right, let's talk about Angry Chickz is hot, right? I mean, it's the hottest brand. It's growing like crazy. Talk about the heat levels of it. I mean, there's a lot of hot chicken out there. Talk about your heat levels. You got country to angry hot.
So country, then we have a mild, we have medium, then we have a hot, X-hot, and angry hot. The popular one is the medium.
Right.
That's actually as high as I can go. I've dreamt about doing the angry hot.
How angry is the angry hot? Like, is that like a ghost pepper? Like, what is that? What's the level?
Actually, the ghost peppers and I believe our X-hot, the angry hot, I mean, there's Carolina Reaper, there's a bunch.
Right. Yeah, sure.
You have to sign a waiver.
Yeah, right.
Which is legit.
That's awesome.
But people, we get about 3%. I think of our customers actually get that.
Get the angry hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and so when you talk about the extreme challenge, let's talk a little about the extreme challenge. Mm-hmm. What is the extreme challenge over at Angry Chickz?
As far as like the hotness?
Yeah.
So what's cool is we actually, in our new designs, we created this hot seat. So we're making it an experience for the customers. And if people want to join, if they don't want to take part in the challenge and do the angry hot, they sign the waiver. They get to sit in the hot seat. And
but do they get anything special if they do it? Does anybody do it? I mean,
it's like I think if you break down from a percentage standpoint, it's probably 1,500 or so a week.
I think we're in an environment where there are all these chip challenges, pepper.
Yeah.
There's this enthusiasm for this heat, and who can take it down, and who can, who's cool about it. That was pun not intended. Cool about the hotness. But we're watching the escalation, and I have to say, I think there's something really cool about how the heat factor can play into the brand, and those who want to step in, like I'd probably be on the medium. That would be by far the highest. I'd even probably go country. Like, to me, I don't want my lips to start getting red. I don't like. I want to enjoy the whole sandwich. The heat thing is not my thing, my young daughter likes the heat too. She enjoys those chip challenges.
Yeah, and also social media, Jimbo. It's a big deal on social media, these challenges. You know, I mean, I think we got to start doing some more of those, Jimmy. I think we got to get some of his hot chick. Can we get some of his Angry Chickz here? Can we get some? Yes, store around?
How far east does Angry Chickz go?
We have one in Glendale, Arizona. So
how far is that? Can I Uber it? Can I DoorDash it? How do we got to get it over here?
I don't think you can Uber for that.
Can't get it over here right now?
I don't think DoorDash will do that. I mean, they'll probably do it, but we might have to mortgage your house.
All right, so we're not getting Angry Chickz. I'm starting to get hungry.
I want to talk about the entertainment aspect, and here we are, with our partners from DirecTV, and they're so into creating, the vibe, the energy, music, and TV. How do you approach the complete sensory experience at your restaurants, from the music and the visuals to what's on the TVs? What's the strategy in terms of how you're creating that sensory experience in Angry Chickz?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, the focus is on the customer. It's how do you create an experience for the customer to make them feel a certain way. And I think you start by actually how you interact and how you treat them as a guest as soon as they walk through the door. We're really working hard on trying to customize the feel in the restaurant. So, for example, we got the most interesting chicken in the world, and so.
How do I get a shirt like that?
Working on it.
You're working on getting me a shirt?
By the way,
we're not going to get more because I actually need more of these. But
that's the only shirt you got?
Yeah, I actually.
You literally want to take the shirt off his back.
No, I don't want to off his back, but I
think that the most interesting chicken in the world. From Mike and me, stay interesting, my friend. Stay interesting.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So we're actually we're taking that whole theme. Yes. So in every location, we're opening in Houston. So we have our chickens he's an astronaut in space. And so we want to create that localized feel for the customer. And then at the end of the day, you got to win with the product.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, what strategy you guys using? I mean, you guys are expanding like crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you keep growing, keep the brand authentic, keep the food great? Now you're a franchise. You're not just the guy selling franchise. You're actually an operator. So you can really see where the problems are. So, how do you keep going like this? And how many stores do you want to get to? How many opening up? What's in the pipeline? Tell me everything.
Yeah. So right now, our corporate growth strategy is actually really aggressive, and we'll do another 6 to 8 corporate this year, probably 3 to 4 on the franchise side. But that corporate growth is going to continue to expand. And so, but prior to that growth, I mean, you have to have a supply chain strategy in place, obviously, to ensure consistency. So,
right.
Our finance team and our head of supply chain has done an incredible job with our suppliers to have a good understanding of, hey, if we go into New York or if we go into Philly or East Coast, that our COGS are going to be in line, and obviously the consistency with with the product. And so obviously maintaining that corporate growth is obviously huge. But then on the franchise side, we're very, very, very selective on who we bring in as a franchisee partner.
So Jimmy can never become a franchisee. Is that what you're saying here?
You know what? If Mike,
I seem like pretty fun.
Look, I think I'm a fun guy, but if you guys trusted me, I've never operated a restaurant. I've never run a restaurant.
Maybe it's me. They would never take Jimmy.
I mean, they might take you. You're the restaurant guy, but if they ever trusted me with their brand, I'd really ask them to rethink it. So I think I wouldn't pass. I would not qualify.
That's a bigger question there.
Yes, the bigger question there. You didn't. I'm the finance guy, but I'm not the restaurant guy. I want to talk about the underdog scenario.
Yeah, I like the underdog, Jimmy.
I love the underdog. I love the cartoon underdog.
Yeah, I do too.
We cheer for the underdog.
Yeah.
You're entering the space. Chicken certainly is a incredibly popular and robust protein. There's fierce competition, and yet, here you guys are not just competing but winning. Can you share a little bit about Angry Chickz has managed to stand out and create your own lane in what is a incredibly competitive and crowded space?
Yeah, so, I give Dave's Hot Chicken credit because they really carved the path on the awareness of this segment and going